America, wake up. Life, is it a privilege or a right? Life appears much different from different vantage points. Viewing just one tree in the forest makes a forest appear very small, whereas viewing that whole forest, it is very huge. It can even reach beyond our view. In life, that which is beyond our view may be the most important part of our life. This could be a comprehensive view of parenting. Is motherhood a privilege or an affliction? Perhaps a mother would view it as a privilege, whereas just a woman may view it as an affliction. Some women do not want to be a mother, and some men do not want to be a father. Motherhood seems to be a very controversial subject. Some prefer to call the subject the rights of abortion, not motherhood. Then perhaps it is not motherhood. Perhaps it is all to do with whether you love children or not. Perhaps it is just preference of a lifestyle. There are women and men that never get too old to appreciate children. Then there are those who want no children in their life. It matters not whether they are young or old. This is not to do with laws. Laws do not solve any problems of humanity. All problems are solved by the valuing of truth. Is a woman a mother just because she births a child? Technically this is true. However, in reality, if the woman does not see the child for the rest of its life, we could have questions as to her motherhood. Without proper care, it would die. Could we conclude that true motherhood is love and care, not just birthing? Were you an accident, or were you meant to be? Some true mothers are very unhappy and depressed because they cannot have children. Some obtain their motherhood by adopting a child. Again, that compelling question, is motherhood a privilege or an affliction? Now let's view a somewhat technical perception. All humans start with an egg, as chickens do. The egg is much smaller, and it is fertilized after the egg is laid. It is kept warm, nourished and protected by its mother for 9 months, as the hen sets on her eggs to keep them warm and under protection. The difference in the hen's nourishment is that the nourishment has been stored in the egg before the egg was laid, so she has no more need to be connected to her eggs. But even after the eggs hatch, the chicks need the care of their mother as the human baby does. So from the time of fertilization to hatching, it is some over 21 days, whereas with the human, it is 9 months. The whole process of both is similar, but the great question remains, when does life actually start? Perhaps a true mother could not care less when life starts, and that first kick or movement is a joyous time. Would you feel better if you were planned and meant to be? Or would you feel better to just be an accident? Are you grateful that your mother did not abort you? Is life an important privilege or an insignificant reality? We are not defining abortion. This is from the positive side of reality, not the negative. Then there are those in the third world countries that birth children into starvation and the awaiting of death. They have no chance of life and a future. In this case, abortion may not be in question. However, the precautionary action before would eliminate the question of abortion. Now we will take a tiny glimpse at abortion. However, it could be viewed as a comprehensive view. One could view abortion as the negative approach to the subject, then motherhood as the positive approach to the subject. From one vantage point, abortion would be in the same basket as homosexuality. It would be a great way to control overpopulating of humanity. It seems that the survival of the fittest was not all that successful. We could just let the doctors take the problem in hand. Abortion is not according to nature. Miscarriages are nature's way when there is a problem. Then homosexuality is a malfunction of nature. I realize that this statement is not politically correct. However, the politicians did not create truth. Truth has always been. Truth had no beginning and will have no end. This is science. Now back to abortion versus motherhood. As for a true mother, not just a woman, abortion would not be an option. as a true mother had sex for the outcome of being a mother, not just for the pleasure of sex. This applies also for a true father. I do realize that some would question the trueness of these statements. However, there are many mothers that will attest to these facts. Some mothers were and are willing to give their own life for their child. It truly appears that we could, in all reality, consider motherhood being the positive approach to life, and abortion being the negative approach to life. Perhaps it all depends on what value you put on life. Perhaps it is just an insignificant reality to some. Life can be as great as the truth we live life by. We could question the intelligence of the human race when we look honestly. When we view humanity as the forest rather than a tree, the human looks much less intelligent. Those who are too poor to provide a life for children have many children. Then those who are wealthy have few, if any. Rockets to the moon and fantastic weapons will not answer humanity's problems. Technology is great, however, it will solve none of humanity's greatest problems. One of the greatest problems is not how the human thinks. The problem is that the human does not think. Humanity is too busy in their tiny little world. Then comes that compelling question: is life a privilege or a right? Perhaps in the eyes of a mother and a father, life is a privilege. In the eyes of a woman and a man, it is a woman's right. It is all to do with one's perspective of life, or it could be viewed as the appreciation and value one has for life. As a scientist, it takes all the facts in their proper places to form a truth. Then an honest scientist realizes how little he knows, as he is aware of the massive complexity of life and creation. Realizing that none can claim the absolute truth, all the human can do is to strive to do his or her best. Wake up, America! America was once great, and with the truth, the world was changed. We need to revive honesty and truth. Then we can liberate America and change the whole world, as the whole world still needs change. Honesty and truth is the mighty power of change and creation. This video is the result of team effort to enlighten the whole world of the destiny we face, and especially the youth and the problems they face. Those of us who are addicted to our present society are missing true life. We just exist. Executive Editor, John Powell. The voice in this video is that of John Powell, a true, dedicated friend of yours and mine. Until next time, sweet dreams. Truth will solve all our problems before we create them, and ignore or reject the truth, problems multiply all by themselves. Have a great and meaningful life. Just whispers of the ghost of reality.